Good morning, everybody. Today is December 12th. We've had about 6 inches of snowfall come in last night, more projected for today and tonight, maybe another inch or two. Um, just had, you know, you see the bandage. Just had some skin cancer removed from the top of my head. And what I want to talk about with this, and I'm sure that we had talked about this in a previous video earlier this year from Crazy Town. Um, it was, who was there? It was Chuck and uh, Chris. And we were sitting around the fireplace, the fire pit, no fire, just sitting around the fire pit. And it was kind of dark out, but not to the point where they couldn't see me. And for a little bit, I kept thinking I was having a bug hit me on top of the, landing on the top of my head. And I kind of had a suspicion after this had happened several times that somebody was standing behind me. So I had asked, sorry, Chuck and Chris if they can see anything behind me. And lo and behold, yes, there was a distortion behind me, a shimmering image. And I wasn't wearing a hat. And the funny part about it is every time I could feel being touched on the top of my head, that they could see my hair being pushed down. Um, Now, the spot that I had on my head that just got removed, the skin cancer, um, it had been there for years, probably 3 years, four, maybe longer. I just find it interesting that the same exact spot on my head that they were touching is exactly where the skin cancer uh, at this point in time was back then is. Um, the, I can't remember the type of skin cancer it was, but the doctor said this is the kind you want if you're going to have skin cancer because it's not really dangerous. Still skin cancer, but not having hair on my head for most of my life and living in the, down in the desert and riding motorcycles. And yeah, it's no wonder I had a little touch of skin cancer on top of the head. But anyway, um, what was there a healing? Did they stop it from growing? I don't know. It's just all speculation. Uh, but the part that is amazing is where they were touching me was right where that skin cancer was growing. Um, I've had healings from them. Um, you know, Nothing at this point in time that I would say is major, but I have had healings from them. I've had them take pain away from me. I've had them, heal my back. I had one trip that I went on that I really shouldn't have gone on, and this was a couple years back. And after 2 days of being up there, it was all I could do to walk around. But I decided, when I left, that well, my back's going to hurt at home or my back's going to hurt up there on the mountain. And so I went up on the mountain, but I was to the point where I was ready to pack it up and go home because I was just hurting so bad. And I had asked them if they could do something about the pain in my back. I hadn't slept for crap the first 2 nights, and so that night I went to bed. I slept like a rock. Woke up in the morning, not a single pain in the back. Um, my back pains aren't your typical. I've got a lot of damage in the thoracic spine between the shoulder blades that they refuse to do any surgery on because the nerves that it deals with goes to the heart and lungs. And it's just an injury I've been dealing with since Desert Storm, and I'll continue to deal with it. But you know. So was that a healing? I think so. You know, because there's absolutely no rhyme or reason for it to hurt as bad as it did. Then I asked them to do so, if they could do something about it. And that night I slept like a rock and woke up, you know, feeling like $1,000,000. So I continued that trip, and I think I was up there a week and a half on that one. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch base. Um, you know, that I did have some skin cancer removed off the top of my head. Life is good. I'm good. No pain. Um, but I just wanted to bring up that that was it, and I'm sure we talked about it in the video from Crazy Town. I'd have to go back and look and see, but you know, Chuck and Chris, you know, they could see my hair being pressed down every time that I could feel, you know, the touch on my head, and it just coincided with the same exact spot where the skin cancer was. Did they cause the skin cancer? Absolutely not. Me living in the desert with no hair on my head, riding motorcycles. You know, it's, you know, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna give a little pan around. I'm kind of down the street around the corner from my house. I'm going out for my morning walk. Beautiful morning. As always, I love each and every one of you. Please stay safe. Please be good to each other. And peace out.